Welcome to the PowerUp by GOGI Ultimate Freedom Meeting. I am Coach Catherine. I am the Train the Trainer Specialist and will be your coordinator today. GOGI's intention is to support the growth of PowerUp community meetings anywhere and everywhere they are desired. It is now my pleasure to call on our special guest. You may have heard of her, the founder of GOGI, Coach Taylor. Take it away.
Hi, everybody. We are going to be working with the tool Ultimate Freedom. If you have your GOGI manual or a manual that looks like this, or even a handout that's printed from this, you're going to be working from page 306 in this book, and it is the Ultimate Freedom handout, Ultimate Freedom meeting. Ultimate Freedom is scheduled for the 4th week of March, the 4th week of June, the 4th week of September, and the 4th week of December. However, if today is not falling into one of those weeks, don't worry about it. We're happy you're here. Ultimate Freedom is something we do every day, all year long. So, Johnny, let's get going.
Good morning, Coach. Before we get going, could you give a little history on Ultimate Freedom?
Sure, I'd be more than happy to. Ultimate Freedom was actually one of the final tools that got added to our toolbox. As any GOGI student knows, the toolbox was developed over time, starting in 2002 and ultimately completing the toolbox in about 2007, 2008. Ultimate Freedom was the final tool to be added to that toolbox. And the toolbox grew over time with the needs of the individuals who were helping develop it. We were in the Los Angeles County Jail at that time, and it was a woman who was not getting out anytime soon. In fact, after losing her children, her job, her house, everything, and looking at a very long prison sentence, it was the other women in that module called GOGI Campus that let her know that her life was not over, that she could find internal freedom, that she could live a life of purpose and meaning if she lived a life in service of those that were around her. So they asked her to trust that her children would be taken care of, and she needed to take care of those that were around her the most. So Ultimate Freedom developed as a way of being of service. And in truth, we are not free, totally free. We don't feel a sense of freedom unless we wake up every morning wanting the world to be a better place because we are on it. Simply because of the joy we bring, the love we offer, the kindness we extend. So we have great control over our levels of freedom, and that's how the tool Ultimate Freedom got added to our toolbox.
Thank you so much, Coach. Yeah, you know, actually, something that really stood out for me with this tool is half the people that you see on the screen are incarcerated. And one thing that I read while I was in there is that this tool says you can be free no matter where you lay your head. And to be a person in prison and think that, man, I can actually experience freedom in prison, and then actually experience it was the blessing, it was the gift. And to be out here and showing people the gift of freedom and the gift of giving back and being of service. And I think as you'll see throughout this meeting, there's going to be a lot of great examples of Ultimate Freedom that happened this week. So as far as logistics, the GOGI students are watching. Make sure you're in your small groups of 5 to 12 people. And at this time, we're going to give it to Coach Joanna to start the meeting.
Good morning, everybody. So the GOGI tools are studied worldwide according to the GOGI calendar of study. We unite with others according to the schedule so no one will feel that they are alone in their effort to make positive decisions. We believe in everyone's ability to benefit from this positive community of individuals united on the GOGI calendar of study. Therefore, we called this PowerUp Ultimate Freedom meeting to order, and we join in the tool being studied by students of GOGI everywhere. I'm just going to do a quick review of all 12 tools. Boss of my brain, belly breathing, 5-second light switch, positive thoughts, positive words, positive actions, claim responsibility, let go, forgive, what if, reality check, and ultimate freedom. The PowerUp purpose. The objective of PowerUp community meetings is to reinforce the use of the GOGI tools and support positive community experiences. We accomplish our objective through the study of the GOGI tools shared in peer mentor circles according to the GOGI calendar of study.
Great job, Coach Ivanica. So at this time, we're going to do our check-in. And what we're going to do today is we're going to say your name and then I am a face of GOGI. Any questions? Yeah. So I'll start with me and then I'll pick somebody and then we'll go around. So my name is Coach Johnny and I'm a face of GOGI.
My name is Coach Catherine, and I am a face of GOGI.
My name is Carolyn Rollberg, and I am a face of GOGI.
My name is Tenille, and I am a face of GOGI.
My name is Liliana Traficanti, and I am a face of GOGI.
My name is Randy. I'm a face of GOGI.
My name is Ivanica, and I am a face of GOGI.
My name is Coach Taylor, and I am a face of GOGI.
My name is Cynthia. My name is GREP Cynthia, and I am a face of GOGI.
My name is Coach Carlson, and I am a face of GOGI.
My name is Coach Ronnie, and I am a face of GOGI.
Good morning. My name is Jonathan, and I am the face of GOGI.
My name is Robert, and I am the face of GOGI.
Good morning. My name is Mariano, and I am a face of GOGI.
Good morning. My name is Ernesto Rojas, and I am a face of GOGI.
My name is Joanna, and I am a face of GOGI.
At this time, we're going to talk a little bit about the tool experience. We're going to be invited to share personal experiences related to this week's or last week's tool. So I like to start. And so last week, every week we set our intentions. And last week, my intention was to send some food to Mexico. And if you may remember that Danny Partida's intention was to help me get that food to Mexico. Well, that actually came to pass. He came to my job, he picked up some food, he drove it to San Diego and dropped it off to my cousin's brother-in-law. And yesterday, my cousin's brother-in-law dropped it off to him. And for those of you who don't know, it's like extremely difficult in Mexico right now. A lot of people are dying. They're not saying it's COVID, they're saying it's pneumonia. And just a lot of struggle is going on. The speaker, I don't want to say devil, he's an angel. He dropped out some food. So as soon as he connects, so me and Danny were able to share in Ultimate Freedom. I was just sharing with him, Danny, that we had the honor and privilege and opportunity to get food to Joe. And thank you for your help in that. And thank you for living in Ultimate Freedom. Really appreciate that. So anybody else want to share experiences of Ultimate Freedom?
I would love to, if I may.
Sure.
So, well, on the side, I'm a Mary Kay rep. And when people make a purchase, instead of keeping the commission, I buy a product and then I give it to organizations that are helping women who are formerly incarcerated who are looking for jobs. So it's a buy one, give one. So whoever makes the purchase, because we get 50% commission, I just buy the same of that product and give it to places like Hope House and things like that for the women coming home.
Awesome.
It's a great feeling.
Thank you so much for that, Lily. Yeah, and stuff like that. For those of you who are watching, whether it's on YouTube or anywhere else, like being able to contribute to places like you said, Hope House, and other organizations to help formerly incarcerated or anybody in need. I think Coach Carlson had her hand up. She did active service this week.
Hi, Coach Johnny. I actually had a couple bins of clothing that were donated or given to me by a friend, men's clothing, nice men's clothing that I told her I would take because I'm sure that I could think of someone who would need it. And I reached out to Coach Johnny about the organization that he works with, and I asked if they would need it there. So I drove over to, was it Watts? Is that where it was located? Drove over there a couple of days ago and dropped off those bins of clothing. And I hope that they come in handy for your men. Yeah. And I think I just would like to share that that's, I guess, a way of trying to be all of the time if there's an extra of anything. And I love what Lily said, that if you're able to pay it forward or give in any way, I think that those moments are really what keep me positive every day. So thanks for letting me share, Coach Johnny.
Coach Ronnie had your hand up.
Yeah, I actually have two of them. I was leaving Home Depot yesterday. I went there before I went to work, and when I was pulling out, there was a guy standing on the corner with one of the need help homeless signs. And to be honest, usually I just drive past. And today or yesterday I had an urge, and I rolled down the window and gave him, I don't know what it was, $3 or $4, whatever I had in my center console. And I mean, you never know. Like Coach Taylor said one time when she was in another country, and she said she missed the opportunity to help someone. And I felt like, well, maybe this is my opportunity, and I couldn't pass it up. And then yesterday also, me and my dad was in Sam's Club, and we was leaving, and this older couple let us get in front of them. Well, they was buying a really big screen TV and needed help getting in the car. Well, they was having a hard time getting somebody from Sam's Club up there. So I said, well, I can put it in the car for you. She's like, oh, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. So we went, checked out and waited for them outside and loaded their TV for them. And I mean, the lady was super, super grateful, and it made me feel good.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that, Coach Ronnie. Really quick, Ernie, you got a minute to share your good news? Are you running? What are you doing?
I want to apologize. It's because I started a new job and my schedule was different. I didn't take that into consideration. So I'm zooming from work here. Good morning. Thanks. Yeah, I got some pretty good news this week. It's kind of like coming at me really slow. So my patience is really building up here. My ex-parole agent contacted me, I think it was on Monday or Tuesday, and he told me that I've been assigned to a parole agent at the Mid-City number 4 office. Her name is Miss Brown, in case anybody knows her or knows of anything that she likes, maybe some cookies or something that I may speed the process up with. But so I've been assigned a parole agent, which is a step in the right direction for me, which is my goal is to end up in LA with my mom and the rest of my family. And my patience has paid off. And as soon as I made the decision to not worry about it, I remember the week just started. That's when I got the news. So everything played itself out really good. And we've been talking about this for quite a while, so I hope I haven't got you guys tired of it. I'll stop talking about it once I'm in LA. So thanks for being there, and thanks for the time.
Thank you. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Ernie was really stressed out about being in San Diego with no family, and he last week after the meeting, he's like, you know what, I really needed that meeting. And this week he found out that he's actually going back to LA to be with his mom. So that's amazing. Danny, you want to check in really quick by saying, my name is Danny, I'm a face of GOGI.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is Daniel, and I'm a face of GOGI.
Thanks, Danny. So at this time, we're going to give it to Coach Carlson to do a quick review.
Thank you, Coach Johnny. Good morning, everyone. Ultimate Freedom is a tool of creation. It is, the keywords are being free is up to me. Living a life of service gives me ultimate freedom. I'm going to read a little bit from the book, and then I'll share a little bit about ultimate freedom. Ultimate freedom is a state of being just as much as it is a tool. Here is how to practice the tool ultimate freedom each and every day. Free day. I begin my day in freedom with anything which might hold me back. Today, I am of positive service to my world. I will do one thing for which I accept no money and will accumulate no favors. If possible, I will do this act of service without anyone knowing. Joy. I will slow my thoughts enough to feel the joy in my heart, and that only comes from doing good deeds. Smile. Even if things are terrible in life right now, I will smile each and every time I think about ultimate freedom and my service to the world. Each day. I end my day by reviewing times I used ultimate freedom when I was in service. Being of service sets me internally free. And I like specifically right now this sort of smile, even if things are terrible in life right now. If you can live your life in ultimate freedom and service, I think that helps each of us throughout the day. Things are very difficult for a lot of people right now. And personally, I have a couple of friends that I'm helping out right now. And even if in small ways, I'm able to give back when I become concerned about the world and about the people in it. I think that just doing daily bits of service really helps you stay on a path of being positive and being a productive person in the world, even when things are really complicated for a lot of people. So ultimate freedom is a tool I use every day and is, I'd say, my favorite tool of all of them. So thank you.
Thank you. Awesome job, Coach. So at this time, we're going to do a group activity. We're going to ask for a couple volunteers to, it's called Ultimate Freedom Round Robin. And what it is we're going to invite you to share a recent situation where someone extended help or contributed positively to your day and how that made you feel. So if you can talk about a situation where someone contributed positively to your day, Jonathan, you could start, and we'll go from there and how it made you feel.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really fortunate. I have a lot of people around me, family and friends that support me throughout the day. I'm gonna have to go back to Sunday. It was the first Father's Day that actually my siblings, one of my cousins, and a family friend got together, and I really appreciated that they didn't complain about my late planning. They all joined this, made a special cake for my father, and it was actually a blissful day. And that was one of those moments where I really experienced ultimate freedom, for sure. Did you want me to call on somebody else?
We'll just allow somebody to volunteer.
Okay. Like me?
Mariano?
Yes. So I'd like to go back to Thursday. I had an appointment, and I had somewhere to be at a certain time, and it was going to be it was going to be really tight, my schedule, and I needed to be there and be back. I met a gentleman by the name of David via Facebook. My wife introduced me to that person. I am in LA. My wife is out of state. I don't have many friends that I've known here. So I, mentioned that I would be out and about, and this gentleman, without thinking, much, he just said, "Hey, man, I have a vehicle. At what time do I need to pick you up?" And it took me by surprise. I wasn't ready for that. But the generosity that this man displayed towards me was so awesome, and it wasn't even for me, man. The gentleman did it for himself, as he tells it. I am still surprised by that. And not only that, he displayed a huge amount of patience. I still have difficulty making decisions, and with the choices that are out there. And he was there with me through the whole journey, man, and he made it so much easier. Had this gentleman not afforded me this opportunity, I would have lost out on so many things. I would have given up at my first stop. I had 3 stops to make. As it turns out, we made 3 of each. So we made 9 stops. I didn't do what I needed to do, but he helped me to understand that I still made progress on that day. And I nourished that relationship. He gave me that opportunity. And through practicing the ultimate freedom, I did not rob myself of that opportunity. And now I can't wait to spend time with this gentleman and sort of reciprocate. So thank you for allowing me to share that story.
Thank you. Kind of reminded me too, so we'll invite one more person to share an experience. I want to share a quick story real quick. So there's a guy who drove a taxi, and what happened was he went to this lady's house because someone called and requested for them to take him somewhere. And so he goes to the house, and what happens is he sees the door slightly open, and he knocks, and he doesn't hear anything. And he knocks again, and he hears kind of like a dragging, and he's like, "What's going on?" So he's like, "Hello," and she answers. So he goes in, and there's this older lady dragging her luggage. And he's like, can I help you? He's like, yeah, you know, I need a taxi. So he takes her luggage, puts it in the car, and she's like, hey, can you go to this park? And he's like, yeah, sure. Goes out there, sits like 15 minutes. And she's like, no, can you go to this diner and just park in front of it? And he was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And come to find out, this lady was gonna have to move into a convalescent home. I wasn't gonna be allowed to see these old spots anymore. And these spots that this guy was taking her was spots where she met her husband who had just passed away. And she was like, look, you know what, I wanna go here. And he's like, you know what, I'm gonna turn off the meter. Wherever you wanna go, I'm gonna take you. And he spent hours just driving her places just to see, possibly for her last time. And little things like that. And Mariano's story kind of reminded me of that. And also the fact of just being able to, like I've heard people do something for somebody and people try to give them money and they'll be like, no, don't give me money, just do something nice for somebody else. And that's kind of when I think of ultimate freedom, I think of that, of just continuing, like passing on the message. And we're doing a group this week and talked about, you don't treat people how they treat you, you treat them how they deserve to be treated. And you know, just sharing that vision of ultimate freedom. Because for some people, it's the first time they're ever going to see it. And they've been on the streets their whole life. And to be able to see people be of service or pick up a piece of trash or, you know, get some books straight or do something that no one even recognizes is a beautiful act. And we all lead by example. And one of the things I tell the gentlemen that I work with is that, look, someone's always watching. Somebody's always watching, and you can be an example of being a positive impact in someone's life. So one more person like to share their experience that someone did something positive for them. Robert?
Yeah, so for me, you know, being out 6 months is not it's a blessing in itself, but the amount of support that I've gotten from some of the relationships that I established in prison and all the good deeds that they've done for me has been like a profound feeling of gratitude and humility. You know, a lot of these guys like Johnny and Jonathan and Gil and Danny and Caesar Zuniga, who a lot of you guys know, have constantly been offering me opportunities or being of service to me, which was the same case when I was in prison. Like a lot of the good deeds that they've done for me is offer me opportunities to be of service, to contribute, to continue to, you know, do something good for other people. And that for me has been one of the most humblest things I've ever experienced, because it keeps reminding me about how important it is to keep being of service, to keep giving. So the opportunity that they give me just to give back in itself is a good deed done unto me, because it gives me the opportunity to practice being a good human being. For instance, I just had an interview last Wednesday, which Johnny and Jonathan thought I would be great for. I don't know if that was a objective perspective because they're my friends, but just the opportunity to get back into the line of work where I'm serving other people reminds me of, you know, how valuable these people are in my lives, and they're constantly like reminding me that being of service is the best thing that I can do. It's the best way that I can give back, and that's the ways that they contribute to my life. And I'm profoundly grateful for it. So like, just when people offer you opportunities to do the right thing by example or by invitation, that in itself is, you know, that invitation in itself will do wonders for your life. So I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, for sure, Robert. We definitely believe in you. We know your capabilities and the heart that you have for other people. One thing too, I think Robert and every gentleman and lady that you see on the screen, especially for the men who are incarcerated, is that life doesn't start when you get out of prison. Life starts while you're in there. So as GOGI students, not just becoming certified community coaches, but work on yourself, work on a trade, do something that you want to do. Get out, you know, I had the opportunity, and Jonathan had the opportunity within about a month. We were working as alcohol and drug counselors, which was something that we studied in prison. I was working within a week for GOGI. I can't promise that for everybody, but you know, I was blessed. And it started with the relationships that I built in there. It started with the people that I know. And something like Robert said is like the relationships that we build in there will continue out here as long as they're doing the right thing. So thank you for that. So at this time, we're going to state our weekly intention. So for myself, I'm going to take a relaxed day today. It's my birthday, 21 years old. And it's just gonna like enjoy the day, eat some cheesecake. I'm diabetic, so she's only gonna let me eat a little bit of cheesecake. But just enjoy the day and take the time and play some volleyball and just relax. Probably do a little bit of GOGI work later, but I love to do it. Like I love being of service, and I love. Out here, one thing that I've noticed is that time management has been a little bit of a struggle for me. There's no fog counts, there's no lockdowns, there's no count times. You know, life just keeps going. So just being able to take time where we're able to take a little time for ourselves. So today I'm going to do that. I will pick Cynthia.
My intentions?
Yeah, intention of the week. Give me lots of gifts, and what else?
Yeah, for someone who didn't want to celebrate a birthday, but now wants a whole birthday month. So
2 weeks. Come on. Yeah.
My intention of the week is to be of more service. I've noticed there's a lot of need out there. I haven't really gone out too much because of this whole virus. I've been staying indoors more. Don't want to get him sick. But there's a lot of need, and there's a lot of things that I can volunteer at, you know, maybe help out more. I've noticed a lot more of that. I want to do, my intention for this week is to try and get more involved in the community I live in. Do something that'll make me feel better. Because, you know, watching the news, oh my gosh, it's doom and gloom. So something to, you know, fill my spirit with happiness. That works. So I will pick Coach Ivanica.
I'm actually going to echo what Cynthia just said. Especially with the theme and hearing all these wonderful stories, I definitely want to find ways to be of more service to my community. I actually came across some virtual volunteering opportunities, which maybe I'll give that a go. I will pick Ernesto.
All right, good morning. My intentions for the week. Oh boy, San Diego has really opened their arms to me here in the sense of how they welcomed me. A lot of nice people out here from Victory Outreach that really helped me out a lot. And I'm gonna make a list of the people that really went out of their way for me. And I wanna see if there's something that I can do for them this week so I can show how grateful I am to them, even if it's just checking their oil on the car, and you know, I can do that, or if it has to come down to doing the oil change, I'll go ahead and take care of that. But I just want to repay the kindness that Escondido showed me when I got here. That's my intentions for the week. And I'm gonna pick student Mariano.
Thank you. So I've been focusing a lot on how limited I am. I realized that a couple of days ago. But what I will do this week, I will stay true to my intentions to reach out, use this thing here, and everybody that's in my contacts, and pay it forward. Because many people, men and women that I know from prison, that people that I've just met virtually, check up on me a lot. These people are always trying to see how I'm doing, what they can do for me. And I think it'll be really nice for me to do that for them. Sometimes I don't think they need it, but in reality, I understand that we all need it no matter where we're at in our life. And so I will be doing that this week. I'm gonna be really busy because I have met a lot of wonderful, awesome people in LA and out of LA. So that's what I will be doing. And Coach Taylor's smile just got my attention, so you're next.
Well, my intention for this week is to remember that being free is up to me. with all the challenges I face navigating new versions of programming, sometimes it can get a little stressful, but being free is up to me. And keeping that mindset of service is going to continue to allow me to make the best decisions from a heart-centered space instead of a fear-based reaction. So being free is up to me. My intention is to live that. And let's see, Carolyn, let's go for you.
Thank you, Coach. Something hit me when Mariano was talking, that I have been blessed that my son has been calling me every day for months. But now, because of the lockdowns and the positive results they've got on the virus, sorry, I don't hear from him. And so I need to be thankful for the times I do. And I'm sorry. I have started using JPay to write to some of the other people that I have met through my son. If I'm feeling this bad, I know they feel bad if no one is communicating with them. I don't know why I always cry. I'm sorry. I'm going to pick Coach Ronnie. And first, Ronnie, I want to tell you, thank you for carrying that TV out for those people, because every time I go to Costco, which I haven't gone for months, but whenever we would have get-togethers with our family, they'd say, Mom doesn't cook. So Mom, would you bring a case of water, maybe 2 cases of water? I'm sure. So I get to Costco, and usually I wait, and somebody will be walking by, usually a young man, and I'll say, excuse me, could you put this in my cart? And they always do it. Then I get out to the car, and then I kind of wait, and I look people walking by, and somebody, I'll catch their eye, and they'll say, could you put this in my car for me? So, Coach Ronnie, I want to thank you for doing that TV for those people.
My intention of the week will really be carried out today. I'm blessed with a good dad. Now I'm getting emotional. Coach Carlson and Coach Taylor know the history. We haven't always got along. Well, since I came home, my dad's looked out for me. Gave me 3 acres, a house. Been driving his truck. Well, today, him and my nephew are on their way to Dallas to give me a new truck. So while they're gone, I'm going to go up and wash his truck for him. I mean, just to show him the appreciation. Because, like I said, that's a side we never showed before. They're right, Coach Johnny? People never see us cry before. So that's the growth of myself. But me and my dad have always been like venom. And we've always loved each other, but he's seen the change in me. And I know he loves me. And he's helped me a lot. If it wouldn't have been for him, I'd probably still be in the halfway house. So just to try to show him that little extra that, I mean, I love him and I see what he's doing for me. So thank y'all. I'll pick Coach Carlson.
Everyone's making me cry. I would say my intention for this week is to reorganize and prioritize the next several weeks of my life. I just finished with a bunch of people, a very large project that I feel like took emotional, physical, every type of energy from me, and I wasn't really focusing on the things I think that are most important to me, and certain things people didn't get communicated with, and certain things didn't get done as a result of that. That project has finally come to an end, and I feel like I can look at the next several weeks and prioritize things like GOGI and communicating with some friends and family more and taking care of me. So I'm going to prioritize that over the next several weeks. And I pick Tenille.
I think my intention for this week is looking for more opportunities to serve, because I do my work for GOGI and I don't really leave the house. And so there's not very many people I come in contact with to actually help because it's scary out there. So I think just seeking out people who need service and helping them because I can and I'm able. So I will pass it to Roberto.
My intention for the week is again, I want to echo some of the same stuff that Coach Carlson said. I need to prioritize things and start setting some more goals. I've been able to thankfully accomplish some. It's time to set some new ones. So my intention is to sit down this week and start hashing out what the new goals are for the next coming weeks and months. So with that, I will pass it to Ernie.
Really quick, Robert, an intention for you is to start that job.
Yeah, the 1st of the 16th, right?
Yeah. So,
Absolutely. Grateful for that, bro.
No problem.
Brother Robert.
Yeah.
Rob, I already went.
Okay, so Joe, I'll go and pick Coach Lily.
My intentions for the week, I mean, I've been a little hyper-focused on myself and finding full-time employment, which I really need. But I'm going to put my energies out there and encourage other people who are going through similar struggles. I know there's a lot, with the pandemic. We're in New York City where a lot is going on. And so just focus on them and just text people some encouragement and email them some encouraging words and see what I can do to be more involved with GOGI as well. Coach Catherine.
Thanks, Lily. Well, I'm going to fulfill my intention right now by having us all unmute ourselves and in 3, sing happy birthday to Coach Johnny, who I am grateful for his service to this group and our developing friendship and professional relationship. So thank you for all you do for us, Coach Johnny.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Coach Johnny.
Happy birthday to
you.
Thank you.
And I will call on Danny.
All right. My intention for this week is to get my car serviced. I've been procrastinating on doing that, so this week I'm definitely going to get around to servicing the cars. And with that, I'll pick Joanna.
Hello. I think I also need to work on my priorities, and I think right now my priority needs to be myself, just because I've been putting a lot of emotional energy into taking care of other people around me, and I think it's been weighing on me a little bit. So this week I want to work on myself a little bit. I'll pick, who hasn't gone? Has anyone not gone?
Randy?
Oh, I'll pick Randy.
My intention of the week is to reach out to some of my friends I haven't talked to in a bit. I think it's a great way to just reconnect and see how they're doing after, for a while, we haven't seen each other in school. So yeah.
Perfect. Is anybody not gone? If you could raise your hand if you haven't gone. I believe that's everybody. Perfect. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do have a couple people do a thought-provoking question, answer it. So the question is, how does it feel to help someone during a trying time? Why do you think most individuals feel good when they are helpful? Especially they talk about trying times. And so I've known at least 3 families who's the head of the household, the mother and the father have both lost their jobs due to this, COVID-19, this pandemic. And at my job, we have a food bank. So sometimes I'll load up the car and I'll just drive and drop them off a bunch of food. And for me, it makes me feel amazing. I understand the joy and the happiness and the stuff that I was searching for while I was using drugs and involved in gangs and criminal activity, actually found in being of service. And for me, helping others is actually the real joy, the real happiness that I've looked for my whole life. And it wasn't until I started practicing ultimate freedom that I found it. So someone like to share, answer that question? How do you feel? How does it feel to help someone during a trying time? Why do you think most individuals feel good when they're helpful? You raise your hand, Randy. You sure? I've seen it go up a little bit. Mariano?
Thank you, man. I've had the answer for this question for a long time without really knowing. And the way that it's posed takes me to this understanding that for me personally, when I am able to help somebody out, several things factor in, right? And before I lose my focus, I want to just say that it allows me to stay in tune with the human side of me that I had lost. Me giving back, me helping, me focusing, me working on myself in order to be that person was never there. And so all this joy and all this emotion that I feel, like Coach Ronnie, man, I've always had those feelings, but I wasn't in tune with my emotions. I wasn't capable of helping other people out. And then so today, I'm like urging to like do something for somebody. And when I do it, my joy comes from understanding that I am human. I am a good person. I do know how to do these things, and I don't want anything in return, because through my whole life, as far as I can remember, I have benefited from other people's generosity, and that has never stopped. Even in my work belief system, in the lifestyle that I lived before, I benefited from this, and I wasn't able to recognize it, reciprocate it, appreciate it, and now I do. And then so that's where my joy comes from, when I'm able to practice these tools that, because of other people's generosity, other people's time, in prison, going back into prison, going into prison for the first time, out in the communities, sacrificing their money, their talents, their time for me specifically and other people like me. That's where my joy comes from. So that's why I like to do what I do when I get the chance. It makes me very happy because I am human. I do have that. And other people need that a lot. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So I'm gonna ask one more question and maybe get two people to share. So what is the difference between physical freedom and internal freedom? Is that your hand, Tenille? I see you raise your hand. You raised an elbow.
I can speak to that, I guess. It was my elbow.
Physical freedom and internal freedom.
Okay. Physical freedom is anyone can be physically free. Like, I could be sitting here physically free, but mentally I would be locked up. Whereas you could be in prison and have internal freedom because you're of service and you don't have the mental blockage. Or like your heart, kind of like your heart isn't guarded up, so you're able to give. I think that's the difference between internal and physical freedom.
Thank you, Tenille. It kind of reminds me, somebody said that empathy is putting yourself in somebody's shoes. I've seen some people's shoes, I don't want to be in them. But another person gave the description of empathy is allowing someone else's pain into your heart. And Tenille talked about the heart. And I remember, I think it was me and Robert were in a meeting with a psychiatrist guy. And he was saying a lot of times our hearts are frozen. And his job was to help us melt some of the ice. And I think that's a beautiful thing that GOGI does, is helps, allow some of that ice to melt and allow us to be the real us, like Mariano was talking about. So can someone else, would somebody else be willing to share the difference between physical freedom and internal freedom? Ronnie, Coach Ronnie. And then after that, Joanna. I want to hear from Joanna.
This is a good one for me because I told Coach Taylor one time, I said, you know, I've been incarcerated for almost my whole adult life. I said, but I'm freer today than I have been my whole life. And that was an internal freedom. You know, a lot of us that are in prison getting the gangs and all that, and I had to dehumanize myself living that life, because you can't have remorse for people, because you know the things we have to do or the things we do in prison when we're living on the other side of the fence. And through GOGI's helped me break the walls down around myself, like showing emotion. I've never would ever do that before, and humanize myself to where I, like Coach Johnny was saying, I can feel other people's pain and take it into my heart and do that to try to help them. Ultimate freedom to me is not only helping people, but actually caring about the outcome of what happens to them or what's going on in their life. Because I lived so many years of my life not caring. And by becoming free on the inside and breaking them walls down around myself, I've learned how to care about what happens to other people and not just be like, man, whatever, you know what I mean? So, but being incarcerated was just a physical thing. And being in there, I learned how to, the internal freedom. I was freer while I was in prison than I had been when I was on the streets, because I was in a prison of drug addiction and you know, I mean, hustling and all that. So thank you.
Thank you. I think that's a great point too, is like a lot of people expect to get out and see everybody is free. And that's not the case. You have so many people who are mad and bitter and angry and miserable. And they're like, man, you're out of prison. How come you're not happy? And they haven't discovered their internal freedom, even though they're supposedly physically free. Joanna, did you want to comment on that?
Sure, I can say a little bit. I think that, well, I've always been like physically free, but I think that there are some times when I think internally I felt a little trapped, just because like maybe there's a lot going on around me and it weighs down and you don't really like take the time to appreciate where you are currently. So I think internal freedom is like being able to feel all kinds of emotions and realize like that's like what life is, and it's okay and it's a good thing. So.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Joanna. So at this time, we're going to recite our GOGI Pledge of Service.
May our commitment.
May our commitment.
Study of GOGI.
To the study of GOGI.
Grant us the joy.
Grant us the joy.
Giving and receiving.
Of giving and receiving.
So that our inner freedom.
So that our inner
freedom may be of maximum service.
May be of maximum
purpose. To those we love.
To those we
love. And infinite others.
To those we
and
love.
infinite others.
And infinite others.
Great job, everybody. So at this time, we're going to pass it back to Coach Catherine to wrap the meeting up.
Great. Well, thank you, Coach Johnny. I would like to let everyone know what an incredibly inspiring meeting this was, at least for me, and I hope for all of you participating in this circle today and you out there. Coach Taylor, do you have any closing thoughts as our special guest today?
Well, I think ultimate freedom is the one thing that can allow us freedom from pandemics, lockdowns, fogs, whatever. Problems in our relationships, problems at home, money problems. There's not a problem on the face of the earth that ultimate freedom can't help you with. So if you keep your focus on being of service and know that if every day when you wake up, the minute your feet hit the ground, if you live a life of service, there is nothing that can take your internal freedom from you. So enjoy your week, live a life of ultimate freedom, live a life of service, and you will be eternally and ultimately and internally free.
Thank you so much. Everybody that participated today, our GOGI coaches, our GREPs, our students and family members. What a terrific day we all had together. And thank you, all of you out there, for joining us. We hope you will return often for these PowerUp community meetings, ask others to join you in the study of GOGI, and continue to find ways to apply what you've learned. This is part of an ongoing series, and we look forward to spending time with you in the future. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone. GOGI for life. GOGI for
Bye.
life.
GOGI for life.
Happy birthday.
Hi, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Coach Johnny.
Thank you.